Well, it's that time of year again where we're going to do a good old fashioned Kentucky rundown. How do you feel about that, Vic?
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, hey, what's up, y'all? And yes, as you can see, we're doing another prediction up today. We got the Kentucky Wildcats, and I am being joined by Kentucky man, Big Barney Ross. I'm going to talk about some Kentucky football.
Well, I hope nobody's expecting anything real exciting from Kentucky this year because under Mark Stoops, you're guaranteed three things: big, boring, and a bowl game.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Y'all win. Y'all get to 10 wins every now and then. Yeah,
And I think we've reached that twice since we've been there.
yeah,
Now, the problem Kentucky's always had is we just don't have a lot of playmakers. We usually have one. Over the years, we've got one guy like Lynn Bowden, uh, Boone Williams,
yeah.
Wandale Robinson,
Yeah, Wandale Robinson.
yeah,
Yep,
Randall
Benny
Cobb. We've
Snell.
just only got the one
Yep,
guy. We don't have a
yep,
stable.
yep. Benny Snell. Yep, Chris Rodriguez. Yep,
Right.
yep,
Ray Davis.
yep.
But what Mark Stoops has done this year is quietly assembled an outside threat. Kentucky's never been known for having a bunch of receivers that were good. Like I said, we usually have the one, a Wandale Robinson. Well, Barry Brown, Dane Key, I'll put their speed up with anybody in the football, SEC, any conference, anywhere, anytime. But what Stoops did, he went out and got some wide receivers like Texas A&M. Quietly assembled a few dudes that can actually catch the ball and look the part. Our best wide receivers is going to be Macklin from North Texas, probably Contrail from the portal. Two solid guys, maybe Chai Rivers, but
Yep.
other than that, you'll have Keys and Barron Brown. That's something Kentucky's never really had.
Yep.
A bunch of dudes that can actually play wide receiver.
Yeah. Yeah. So how about we go ahead and recap last year real quick. So you had a 7-5 season. Yeah. It's about par for the course under Mark Stoops. Started out 5-0. You got the wins against Vandy in Florida. Yep. And then y'all did lose a bunch of games toward the end. Y'all lost 5 of your last 7 games. But I mean, it did end, on a high note for the regular season anyway. You beat your in-state rival, Louisville, and then y'all played a good game against Clemson in the Gator Bowl.
You okay, Victor?
Well, I'm pretty excited about this year. We've hit the transfer portal, brought in some mercenaries. Really, that's what Kentucky does. Live and die by the portal. We've got quite a few people coming back on defense. Our defense ought to be pretty good.
Yep. Yes, let's go ahead and so about your recruiting. So of course, this past year you got the number 24 class. Yes, you got any freshmen that you want to point out that you're excited about that could make an impact?
Yeah, we're probably going to be starting a outside linebacker, Jacob Smith.
Yeah, Jacob Smith.
6'4", 240 pounds.
Yep.
Yep. He's probably going to play with inside linebacker Ragnar. All right. Ragnar's a senior. On the other side, you've got the Dumas transfer from Georgia.
Oh yeah.
And beside him, you'll have J.J. Weaver on the
Yeah.
On the outside at 6'5", 255, 6'1", 245. You got 6'4", 240. So our linebackers are right there with Georgia. Georgia's are usually around 255 pounds. So, I mean, we're not too far off the mark there. As far as being, like I said, Kentucky's big, boring, and should make a bowl game. But I'm really excited about him. And we got some wide receivers that are freshmen and a couple running backs.
Hartley Gilmore. Yeah.
But other than that, I don't really see Kentucky relying too much on freshmen.
Yeah, what about Brian Robinson? Yeah, he was also a 4-star edge.
Yep. We got pretty good edges.
260.
Our defense is going to be pretty good. Now, a lot of people have underestimated Kentucky this year. I've listened to a lot of preview and predictions. Kentucky had a fairly mediocre backfield, like deep backs, cornerbacks, safeties, but they got experience. And they brought in a defensive back from Michigan who's really good, and they brought in a cornerback from Alabama, and he's going to be good. So throwing on Kentucky is not going to be like throwing on the Kentucky of old.
Yeah, it's talking about this Christian Story from Alabama.
Yep. A lockdown corner. I mean, he can close the distance. Now, people have always made the comment they're a deep back because they can't catch the ball. If they could catch, they'd be a wide receiver.
And there's Jamon Dumas Johnson that you got from Georgia. Of course, you also got Brock Vandegrift. Yeah,
and we also got I'm real high on the other quarterback from Rutgers. If anything happens to Brock, Gavin Wimsatt from Rutgers.
Oh yeah,
he's a poor man's Hendon Hooker. The guy can run, and if he just had 6 plays to pick from, he's good. He's a bigger dude and can get it done if Brock can't. So I feel pretty good about our quarterbacks. We don't normally have. We normally got one like Will Levis. If he gets hurt, we gotta put a wide receiver, somebody in there.
Yep. And there's a Raymond Contrell from A&M. Yeah, you mentioned him earlier. Let's see.
Yep.
Got Yep. And then y'all got a running back. Y'all got Trip Trainum from Ohio State.
If teams still use the fullback, that's what that guy would be, really. He had vision problems. That's why he didn't see a lot of playing time at Ohio State. He just liked to run over people. But they really worked with him. He's got moves. He can see the lanes now. He keeps his head up when he runs. Why didn't Ohio State do that? Well, they didn't have to because they had a guy that already could do that. So this guy was down on the chart, wasn't going to see much playing time. Kentucky's quietly gathered up a group of people that had some flaws. All right. And they try to correct those flaws and field a team out there that's, try to get Stoops another bowl win, a bowl game.
Yep. So anyway, so do you think that, yes, of course you are replacing Devin Leary. He's gone, but he wasn't very good either. Only 56.3% completion, 7.4 per attempt. He had 25 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. So his pass rating 134.3. Yes, that's not very good.
No, that's abysmal. And really, I don't think he ever recovered from his injuries. I know there's a few games there they probably Demerol or Percocetted him up pretty good. I know Tennessee was the game he played pretty good in. There was a couple other ones he did really good. But, for the most part, his shoulder, he was missing dudes. People were dropping the ball. I mean, you could just tell he was still hurt.
Yeah, right. Well, he still managed to get drafted in the 6th round to Baltimore. So
he's solid. He's solid because he's got a good head for the game. A healthy Devin Leary is a whole lot different than somebody with a torn pec.
Yeah, because look at how he did at NC State, like his junior year at NC State, he was really good, 65%, 3,400 yards, 8 yards per attempt, 35 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions.
Yep. Well, the big blue wall wasn't as good as what it's going to be this year. You know, we added Jalen Farmer from Florida, an offensive tackle, Gerald Mincy from Tennessee. These are big guys.
Yep.
We've had a few injuries, but they've recruited really well. We're thin in a few places. We got one long snapper. You know, if that guy gets hurt, I don't know who you tried out there for that. I guess you just line up, go for, you know, fourth down or whatever. I don't know if you can try to get somebody. You got one center, you know, if he gets hurt, there might be a guy or two that's done center in high school. But we're thin in a few spots, pretty thick in some.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, we got Gerald Mincy is 6'6", 337 pounds. Yes, that's a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So, what do you think about Brock Vandegrift? Is he gonna be good? I mean, I guess he's expected to start.
There are times in life where you get a job or you get into an area that you just fit in. The guy likes to hunt and fish. He couldn't come to a better place in Kentucky. He's happy here. That means a whole lot. He's got the arm strength. He's got the legs. But the word on him was he had a hard time once he got past his first, second read going through his progressions. With the new offensive coordinator, they're working a lot on play action pass. We're still going to run the ball. We're still going to be boring. We're still going to, you know, go up to the line on third down and try to throw our little, you know, outs and ins and what have you, whatnot. But he's got the tools and just needed a little bit of refinement. And from what I'm hearing, he's able to go through all of his reads now in a pro style offense, and he looks the part. He looks like he could play at the next level.
Yep, I'm sure y'all are gonna take good care of my boy Brock. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean he was a 5-star out of high school. Yeah, I remember he was committed to Oklahoma originally, but then we flipped him. So.
Well, I'm not going to tell him any of my favorite hunting and fishing spots, but I will go pay to watch him play.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, y'all lost Ray Davis. Yeah, he's gone. So.
Yep.
It's 1,100 yards last year, 14 touchdowns. Let's see.
It's Sumo Kanyabaye from North Carolina State.
Yeah, Raymond
Still in for Ray.
Left y'all too, so y'all got Demi Sumo. Yeah, Sumo. Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Sumo. Yeah, and y'all got Juton McLean.
Yeah, he transferred.
Oh, he transferred. Oh.
Last I heard, unless he decided not to.
Mm.
Yeah, nobody messes with a Wuhan.
No, Wuhan.
But we did get, you know, like Harry Bennett. He's a sophomore out of West Palm Beach, Florida. Guy's a speedster. Jamarin Wilcox is a red shirt last year. He's from Georgia. He was the number 9th rated running back out of Georgia. Mm-hmm. To me, I went up there and watched practices. He looks like a Benny Snell with speed. And if you actually look at him, he looks like Benny Snell from his picture. I mean, it looks like Benny Snell with speed. You know, guy's 5'10", 200 pounds. He's not going to run over people like Snell, but he kind of plays that style.
Yeah.
So you've got a Chip Tatum that is kind of a Rodriguez, you know, your main sledgehammer. But then you've got some speedsters there in North Carolina State and, you know, Sumo and Harry Bennett. If you're from West Palm Beach, Florida, you fast. All right. down there in Florida, they run rabbits down. They got these skills that they go through, agility skills. I mean, it's just unbelievable what they can do. The speed, agility, very elusive is what I would call him. And then we got the redshirt freshman. So that redshirt freshman has gotten a whole lot of practice, a whole lot of time in on a fairly mediocre defense, but a big defense. So when we go play Alabamas and the Tennessees and the Georgias and whoever, Alabama or whoever we're playing, I guess Georgia and Texas be our two biggest. He won't be hardly intimidated because he's used to running, Deion Walker, for 2 years.
Yep. So now about your wide receivers, which you do bring back Dane Key and Barryon Brown, but you do lose Tavion.
Now, the only thing about those guys is if you were going to ask them to block, you can forget it. If both of them, they couldn't block me together. They're not real big dudes. Speedy, real speedy, but
well, I don't know. I thought Dane Key is 6'3", so
yeah, but I mean they're just real thin. You know what I mean?
He's got some height, but he's thin. He's only 210 pounds. So.
Yeah.
Got Barryon Brown is 180 pounds. So
that's what I'm saying. You're expecting them guys to go out there and throw you a block for you running back on a sweep or something. They're going to get in their way. Is about it.
Yep. Yeah. So Key and Brown both combined for over 1,000 yards. Yeah, about 1,100 and something yards and 10 touchdowns between the two of them. So.
Well, does that include the kickoff returns? Because if teams kick off to Barryon Brown, you just get what you get. Then you ought to know better by now.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if I can. Yeah. There's just returning. That's punting. Returning. So all right, kickoffs. There we go. He had 16 returns, kickoff returns for 576 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yeah. So he's an elite return man. Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's going to be some NFL team pick him up just for that.
Yep.
But I'm really happy with Contrail and Rivers and Macklin. North Texas is a fairly decent program. I mean, it's not like they're Vandy or Western Kentucky or Louisville.
What about let's see. Yeah, the guy from UAB. Yeah, Fred Farrier is wide receiver from UAB. Yeah.
He's a solid player. He's a utility guy. You're going to throw the ball. He's going to catch it. If he's in the middle, if he's on the outside, but he's just not going to run off and leave people. He's just going to do his job. It's a quiet receiving corps, what I'm calling it. They have somehow brought in a Boise State type group of receivers. That it's going to be fairly decent across the board if Barryon Brown and Dane Keys can hold on to the ball.
Farrier had 18 catches, 266 yards and a touchdown.
So our outside threat is somewhat there as teams are just normally they just discontinue that because we just don't have it. I mean, we just normally do not have an outside anything.
Found Jamori Macklin. Looks like he was a 1,000-yard. Yeah, he was a 1,000-yard receiver at North Texas. So
that's what I'm saying. Those two are probably our best receivers, and everybody's focuses on Keys and Brown. With Raymond Cottrell and Macklin, and that guy from UAB. And I mean, Chai Rivers is going to be in there. He's going to catch a few balls. I mean, nobody's never heard of these dudes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
because they're just role players. You know, they just go out there, do their job, get their yardage, and go. They're not flashy like a Randall Cobb or a, Wandale. These are what I'd call blue collar workers. Like I say, it's not going to be your Kentucky of where you got the hefty lefty throwing balls and people just dropping them. We're actually got a pitch and catch game this year in baseball. We got it in football too.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So let's take a look at some stats from your offense. Yeah. Last year you did have the 56 in scoring with 29 points per game.
Yeah, we were about a 24-point team. If you could score more than 24 points, you were going to beat us. So that's, it's Clemson. They could score more than 24 points and they beat us. That's just basically what you were going to get out of Kentucky. Big, boring, and a bowl game.
Yeah, big, boring, and a bowl game. Yeah.
The three Bs of Kentucky.
Yep. All right, but I think with all the great receivers y'all got, and with Brock Vanderger, I think that your passing game should improve. But
when you got Jalen Farmer from Florida, Gerald Mincey from Tennessee, Eli Cox, big dude in the center, you start adding to the big blue wall, Brock more than likely is going to be standing upright. And that's the problem that a lot of teams are going to face, because he can deliver the ball to these receivers. They will catch it and more likely hold on to it.
Yep. Total offense, y'all are 98th with 339.5.
Now, our offensive defense numbers may not be that great, but we don't know what kind of offense we're going to have. So too many unknowns with Brock. We may be terrible. We may end up make a bowl game, but I don't think he's a loser. I think that guy's, some people are just winners no matter what. I think he's one of them. Tim Tebow's a good example. I mean, Brock's no Tim Tebow by no stretch of the imagination, but you could just look at that dude and know, he's going to succeed.
They are 130 yards per game running the ball, which was 95th, 4.9 per carry. So,
well, here's a stat most people don't know or they're not counting on. Now, the rule of thumb is when you have a 50-50 game, which we'll get into that here in a minute when we go through the wins and losses, but take South Carolina, for example, two dead even teams. Rule of thumb is you go with the home team and whoever has the best kicker. All right. Our kicker, Alex Rayner, is 48 of 49. He missed a 53-yarder against Tennessee, and that's it. That's all he's ever missed at Kentucky. And it was kind of a questionable deal there. Did Kentucky snap the ball early? Was Rayner ready for it? Kentucky shot themselves in the foot on that one. Yeah. But it doesn't matter. He missed it. And that's all he's missed. I don't think South Carolina's kicking game, I think they're like around a 90 percentile. This dude has missed one. No, I'm pretty sure they're like 23 or 25 or something like that. This guy's like 48 or 49. That's impressive. So when I get down to a 50-50 game, I take the home team and usually who has the best kicker. Try to weigh it out.
Yep, there's Alex Rayner. Yeah, he played at Georgia Southern before he came to Kentucky. Yep. So last year he was 10 out of 11, only one missed field goal.
I remember it too. And Tennessee beat us.
Yep. Yeah, he only has 3 misses in the last 2 years. So
yeah, it's unbelievable. I think he missed a couple extra points.
Yeah, he was 18 of 20 in his junior year.
But those misses were actually blocks.
Yep.
So I like our kicking game. That's points.
Yeah, and who's your punter gonna be? Do y'all still have that Australian guy or
Yeah, we got the Australian guy. We got a guy from South Africa that throws his left arm way out there when he. I mean, it's just crazy, but he is good.
you got Wilson Berry. Yep, he had
Yeah, Wilson, Marion,
41,
Aiden,
41 yards.
LaRose.
Yeah, he had 41 yards a punt. Y'all had Aiden LaRose from
Yeah,
South
you don't know what you're going to
Africa.
get out of Wilson Berry.
Yeah,
He'll
he
run
was
30 yards and
47.
kick it.
He got 47.5 yards per punt.
Yeah. Yeah, when your punters are absolutely insane, that's a good thing.
Yep.
Go
That's
head
why-
first in a
why-
tackle. I mean, just
Yep. So why did y'all use two punters last year instead of just one?
yep.
I mean, it looks like Leros was
Yeah, from South Africa.
doing better.
Can't understand a word. It sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger with a mouthful of candy when he talks. That's why you don't ever see him on interviews.
yeah, we got an Australian guy. Yeah, Brett Thorson on our team. So
Steve Spurrier always loved our punters.
yep. So let's go ahead and talk about your defense now. Y'all do bring most of it back, right? Y'all just lose just a couple of starters, right? So I'll bring back like 8 or 9 starters back. So
Yeah, we lost Hayes, and that hurt us. He's a big dude, and that was going to free up Big Deion Walker from having to stay in the middle so much.
it's like you lost, Traven Wallace. Yep, one of your linebackers. You
Yeah,
lost Drew Phillips, cornerback.
Hayes got injured.
Yeah, Keaton Wade, your defensive end, transferred to Colorado.
Mm.
Other than that, you pretty much bring everyone back.
We might get Hayes back at the Texas game, probably. But if you sit out that much, I mean, how much production you gonna get out of somebody?
Yeah, Hayes. I mean, Josiah Hayes. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it'd be hard to package that up in a box, wouldn't it? That's a lot of weight.
6'3", 317. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all did get back J.J. Weaver, linebacker. Yeah, guess he back.
Yeah. Octavius Oxidine. Well,
Yeah,
wouldn't that be rough if he played for Florida?
Yep, it would be. It's been there for 5 years. It'll be a super
You'd have
senior.
Octavian calling in talking about Octavius.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there it is, Octavius Oxidine. I see that. Yep. Yep, y'all got Derek Jackson. Yep, like y'all got Deion Walker. Yeah, he's a huge guy. Yep.
Yeah, he actually broke the record in the 40-yard at that position. He ran a 4.6.
Wow. Yeah, and he's 6'6". He's 345 pounds. Wow.
The best I've ever been able to do in my life was like a 5-second 40-yard. That dude is running 4.6.
Yeah, and he got
like a running back time. Yeah.
And he got 7.5 sacks. So
Yeah. A whole bunch more probables.
have J.J. Weaver had 7 sacks. So
our tight ends are pretty good. Kentucky normally uses them as blockers, where Georgia uses them as weapons.
Yeah.
You know, we got three good
got
tight ends out there.
Jordan
It's Caddis,
Dingle.
Dingle, and Lemasters. They've been around.
Jordan
Caddis is about the
Dingle,
only one that can catch anything
John
consistently.
Gaddis. Yep, you got Isaiah Cummings. Yep.
Lemasters ever catches one, I don't know what would happen. He liable to try to go find somebody to hit instead of run it up the field. I don't know.
Yep.
Block. He's so used to blocking.
Yeah, you got a lot of blocking tight ends. Yeah, they don't catch the ball much, but
You know, so that's an extra lineman for us. That's why our running game has been fairly good over the years. What teams will put 8 in the box? I don't know if they can do that this year or not with Brock and we actually got receivers. I don't know what teams are going to do there. We actually have a little bit of an outside threat.
yep. Yeah, so now how about your secondary? You only lose Drew Phillips. You got a bunch of guys back. Got
We
Maxwell.
got the guy from Michigan and the guy from Alabama in the secondary, so it kind of shored that up a little bit.
Yeah, you did get Christian Story from Bama.
Yeah, instead of letting Hennon Hooker just pick
DJ
us apart and
Waller.
score 50,000 points on us, and we got actual defensive backs back there and kind of cut some of that out.
Yep. Then y'all got Maxwell Hairston.
That's what Beck did to us last year. Just picked us apart like we were a chicken dinner. I mean, just
oh yeah, I remember that.
our deep backs, our secondary was. They weren't bad, but they weren't good at all. It's just kind of hard to describe them. I think playing again this year, and then the addition to the two guys, we got Michigan and Alabama, and kind of he's got a unit now. He's got a pretty good unit back there.
Yep. Let's see, you got and then Maxwell Hairston had 5 interceptions. All right. I guess now we can look at some of your numbers from your
Alex Afari Jr. and DJ Waller. Remember them holler, DJ Waller. He's a junior. Alex Afari Jr. They were terrible as sophomores, but not real bad. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were, just getting totally destroyed, but, they could keep up with their man, but they couldn't get the ball. It's the only way I could describe it. This year, I see a few more picks, a few more deflections. I see a little more heat. They're going to walk with a little more swagger. They're juniors,
Yep.
We're almost seniors. We got a little clout.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But then you throw in the two guys that are, more than likely going to start from Michigan and Alabama, and then you add this quality, decent veteran. That's why they're calling Kentucky a veteran team. We got some juniors, and then you transfer. We didn't transfer freshmen. We went out and got some guys that played a little bit.
Yeah, and I know that Dabo, he likes to. You got transfers from high school. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I tell people, Clemson always claims they're an elite defense. They are, and the only way I can explain it, if we have to substitute Deion Walker, who we putting in there, Vic? Who we got in there that's going to have that kind of talent? We're going to drop way off. When Clemson substitutes, you see the difference. We bring J.J. Weaver out. We're sending in a freshman.
Yep. Yep.
That's the problem. I mean, we just don't have as many chess pieces left on the board as most teams do in the second half.
Yep. All right. So, anyways, we can talk about some of your stats on your defense. Let's do scoring first. I thought y'all would be on the first page. Let's see, there y'all are. Y'all gave up 25.8 points per game. That was 60th.
Yeah, and we normally score 24 points a game. That was our average. So I mean, you know, do the math. You know, that's not good. Giving up more points than you score.
Yep, I thought it was that y'all scored 29 per game, but
Yeah.
yeah. So that let's see here. Yeah, you're 43rd in total D with only 353.5 yards per game. So that's not bad.
Nah, and some of that's misleading. You know, like Brown would take a kickoff back to the house.
Yeah, 5.2 yards per play allowed.
I mean, you take that out, you lose 500 yards. You know, 3 or 4 scores there, kind of put you behind the 8 ball more. But I think they've quietly assembled a decent football team this year.
Yep.
It's just going to be big, boring, and a bowl game, hopefully, at the end.
Yep, big, boring, and a bowl game. Yep. Y'all were 19th in sacks. So got a total of 35 sacks. That's at 2.7 per game.
Mhm.
Yes, y'all were a good sacking team. Yep. I mean that's better than what Georgia did. So I mean, let's see. Let's take a look at let's see. Look at total defense. Here it is. Here's passing. Let's see. Pass defense. Nope, gotta keep looking. There y'all are. 92 in passing. Yeah, 240 allowed per game.
I think it'll drastically improve this year. I think we ought to be a pretty balanced team. 240 yards or better in passing, 300 on the ground. If everything goes the way it should, and that's a good day of football. Anything short of that, we're probably not winning.
Let's see, you need to find rush defense. Here it is, rushing defense. Defense. Here you are, 17th in rushing defense. Just 112 per game, 3.3 per carry. Yeah, see, y'all were really good against the run. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some pretty good size in the middle there with Deion Walker, game changer, and now we've added, a couple pieces from Georgia, and we've got some returning starters there. I mean, team's going to have a difficult time running on us. You beat Kentucky up the middle, you're going to win the game because we're not going to be able to stop you. If you can't run the ball, you'll beat us passing. But I mean, good luck trying to run it up the middle.
Yep. All right. So you ready to start picking some games?
I am. Sounds good to me.
Yep. All right. Let's go. Okay. So you start out week 1. Yep. Y'all got Southern Miss and the other group of 5 teams. This ought to be a pretty easy win. Give y'all a warm up game.
Yeah, we ought to have a really good day of scoring right there. What I mean by that is our defense ought to score, our offense ought to score, our special teams ought to score.
Yep.
Because I'm sure they'll kick it to Brown.
Yeah. And then after that, you do play South Carolina. Now they have beat y'all the last 2 years. So
now, what I learned in life, you never mess with a winning streak.
No.
We probably got the home field advantage, probably got a kicking advantage, and normally I would take Kentucky here. I cannot bet against a team that has beat us at every sport in the last 2 years.
Yep.
It's hard for me to pick South Carolina to lose that. Now, they've got a rookie quarterback who's going to come from grass to turf. But every now and then you get somebody that absolutely loves to play on turf and shines. I think that's what happens here. He finds his own. He's comfortable because Kroger's is just not an environment that's going to rattle you. He's going to sit back there, pat the ball, and the game is a lot faster on turf, in my opinion, than grass. And I think South Carolina can overcome the physicality of Kentucky. And I think in the second half, probably the end of the third quarter, they'll score, go up, and not look back. They'll probably beat us in a tight game there.
Yeah.
Ragnar
I
will hit a
agree.
field goal in the fourth, bring it within 4 or something. But I just can't pick Kentucky to beat a team that's owned us in every sport for 2 years. Sorry, I went off on a rattle there.
Yeah, I can't either. But yeah, so I have you losing that one too. And the next up, y'all gotta play my Georgia Bulldogs. Yep, gotta give us. It's gonna be Carson Beck against Brock Vandergriff. Yeah, sort of a starter versus backup.
I don't know how many players will be playing for Georgia, how many starters. I don't think it's going to matter. I know
Yeah.
Kentucky beat a Florida State University team in a Music City Bowl we shouldn't have beat because Bobby Bowden set out 26 players for cheating on a music test. I don't think that's going to be the case here. I think Georgia's going to come in, and Kentucky's always known as a junior varsity Georgia for a reason.
Yep. Yep.
And I don't see this game getting out of hand. I think it's going to be a tough fought game that Georgia knows that they cannot do that, run the ball up the middle and beat Kentucky. They're going to throw it on us. They're going to score on us. I can see Georgia with 34, 38 points, Kentucky with 14 maybe.
Yep, that's right. We're just more talented than you. You know, we're deeper, bigger, stronger, faster.
Well, you
So,
might as well say 17 points. I go 17. I figure Ragnar will kick a field goal. Barry Brown might score a touchdown, maybe somebody else, but that's at best if Kentucky plays their best game.
Yep.
I can count on Ragnar scoring at least a field goal.
Yep.
Or Rayner. If your name is
All right.
Rayner, you're a winner.
Rainer. and then after that, you do have Ohio. Yeah, not Ohio State, just the Ohio
This is going to be a
Bobcats.
close game because Georgia's always beat us twice.
Okay.
But I think we pull it out.
Yep. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. All right. So
That's vital.
That's 2-2. Yep. All right. So that's 2-2. After that, you do play at Ole Miss, and I think y'all are gonna lose this one too. Yeah. Jackson
Yes.
Dart probably
Yes.
gonna throw all over y'all, and
We always have some sort of cockamamie, 4 fumbles, 3 intercepts, just some sort of insane. Whenever we play Lane Kiffin, we lose by 4 points by doing just the most unbelievable football play. I have no idea if we're cursed, but they usually beat us by some sort of gimmicky whatever at least once during the game, and they wind up beating us by like 4 points.
yeah.
So that's a loss for me too.
Yeah. So anyways, both got 2 and 3 right now. Don't worry, things are gonna get a little bit easier. After your first bye week, you do play Vandy. Yeah, the worst team in the SEC. So y'all should get back on the good foot here and get a win.
I'm going to pick us to beat Vanderbilt too. We're just bigger than them. We're just going to be more physical. I don't think they can stop us for 4 quarters from running the ball into the end zone.
No, they can't. All right, so that's 3-3. Yep. After that, you do play at Florida. Now I've already done a Florida preview. Yeah, I think that Florida's gonna be terrible this year. Yeah, I had them going 4-8. So I think this is gonna be a win.
But I'm going to take you. That's one of them 50-50 games. They're at home.
Haven't y'all beat Kentucky like 3 times in a row? So
I'd feel better if the point spread wasn't 7 points. That's a setup bet.
Yep. Yeah. So I remember when y'all had lost to them, what, like 31 years in a row. So
Their quarterback is really good, but he has not played really good against Kentucky.
yep. Yes. And now now y'all have beat them 3 in a row. I think y'all are gonna make it 4 in a row.
Yeah, I think that I think the season is going to beat because they played Tennessee the week before, and then they got Georgia behind us. I think Kentucky escapes with a win.
Right. Right. Yep. All right. So we agree on everything so far, and that's 4-3. So 5 games left. Next up, y'all do play Auburn. Yeah, no, I do think Auburn is going to be a little bit better than they were last year, but I still think y'all will beat them. I mean, I just don't really believe in Peyton Thorne, so I think y'all are going to get the win.
I think you're right. I think the quarterback's one of the most important positions on the field, and if your quarterback is going to get rattled, I think Big Deion Walker is going to get him a couple times, and he's going to be gun shy, and I think that's going to translate to some overthrows, miscues. I think Kentucky edges that thing out in a very ugly 9-7 or something, you know.
Yep.
With Rayner kicking the field goal, it's 7-6, and we wind up winning 9-7 or something.
Yep. All right. So that's 5-3. All right. We still agree on everything. And now at Tennessee. Yeah. And I think this is gonna be a loss. And we do have to play them in Knoxville. Yeah, they got Nico Iamaliava, supposed to be a really good quarterback. So
I think if Tennessee had the worst year ever and he was a flop or got injured or anything that happened and they just absolutely couldn't beat nobody, they would beat us.
Yeah.
I won't pick against the history here. Although Stoops has beat them twice in his tenure at Kentucky.
Yeah.
And once down there in Knoxville. But I don't think this is going to be the year for the year of that.
No, fortunately. All right, so it does put y'all at 5. Was it 5-4? Yeah, with 3 games left. Y'all
I think
get
it'll be a
Murray
high-scoring
State.
game on both sides, though, kind of like last year, though. I do think that.
Yep, yeah, y'all get Murray State, and I think that should be a win. Y'all should just completely demolish them.
Yep. I concur, Counselor. I think we'll rest some starters at the second half and handle them.
All right, and that gets y'all to a bowl game. So now you're sitting at 6-4, 2 games left. All right, and then you're at Texas. Yeah, and I know this is gonna be a big surprise, but I did my Texas prediction already, and I have y'all beaten Texas. Yes, somehow, some way. I know that crazy things happen in college football. So,
Well, where are we following the schedule? Kentucky we'll go into Texas. The next week, Texas has to play Texas A&M.
Yep.
Texas gives us no respect now, and they're not going to give us none when we go in there. They're going to overlook
Yep.
look forward to A&M. Kentucky's going to come out, hit them hard, and they're not going to understand the physicality of actually a lower tier football team that can be that physical. And I think we're going to have a halftime where they're just stunned, and then they come out in the second half, make adjustments, and beat us and win that thing by a few scores.
All right. Yeah. And here you had me thinking we were going to agree on everything. But yeah, so far I got y'all 7-4, and you have y'all 6-5. All right. Now we got the last game against Louisville, and I mean y'all own Louisville. I mean, they haven't been able to beat y'all since they had Lamar Jackson. I mean, y'all beaten them like the last 5 times y'all have played. So yeah, I think y'all are gonna beat them again.
Now, I'll take Kentucky for the win against Louisville.
Oh, yeah.
That's in Lexington, and normally Louisville's poorly coached, undersized, and doesn't recruit well, and they have a whole bunch of going on. They've got a new coaching staff up there. They're coached well. They've recruited good. They're not deep, and they don't have the size yet. So I think Kentucky does what they did last year, wins a game. I don't think it's going to be as close as last year. I don't think we're going to come from behind to win it. I think we're going to control the lines of scrimmage a lot better this year and put a few more points on the board and stop them from scoring as much. I can see a good 34-7 or something like that. I ain't real sold on Louisville. That game, I might be surprised. You know, they might score a little bit. I doubt. I don't know. They just ain't got the horses. They're not going to run it in over. I just can't see them running the ball over us, pushing us around. So they're going to have to throw it, and they're going to be one-dimensional. I don't know.
Yep. All right. So that means that I have Kentucky going 8-4, and Big Barney's got them going 7-5. So
that's right. Either way, we're in a bowl game. I'm barbecuing and burning a couch, so I'm happy.
Right. Gonna be, yep.
You always get the 3 B's.
Big
bourbon,
boring in a bowl game.
Barbecue, bowl game, or you get big, boring in a bowl game. You know what I mean? It's
Yep. All right. Well, yes, y'all make sure that y'all are subscribed to Big Barney Ross. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the Kentucky Blue Balls channel. I'll make sure that I leave his channel link in the description, and I'll pin it in the comments. So.
Well, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on, Vic. I've really enjoyed myself today.
Yeah, thanks. It was an honor and a privilege to have you on with me.
Same here. I'll catch y'all in the funny papers.
All right. Yeah. I'll catch y'all later. But anyway, y'all. So so you're gonna be anyway. So yeah. All right. But anyway, so of course I will be doing my my Friday stream tonight at 6. So I'm hope to see y'all there. But anyways, let's let us know what y'all think in the comment section. Give us your record prediction for Kentucky, and thanks for watching. And I'll see y'all again next time.